Hi, how you doing? Been a while since I've done a video, a long while actually. I took part in a 17-week course on historical trauma, group therapy, which I was quite resistant to in the beginning, but at the end of it I think it's been really worthwhile. I was quite nervous about doing any kind of group work and about sharing within a group about things that have happened to me and things that I've been through and things that I've done. So yeah, it was difficult, and it does help you to put into perspective that there's a lot of other people out there that have been through a lot of shit and you're not on your own, and sometimes even the shit that's happened to you is nowhere near as bad as what's happened to other people. But for you, it's your shit, and it means, you know, it's quite destructive. So at the end of the course, where I am now, I've learned a lot of strategies about how to cope with triggers, PTSD, kind of all the emotional baggage that's attached to sexual abuse, to abandonment, to neglect. I learnt a lot about myself, and it's really been worthwhile. And yeah, so that was through the NHS, and I was quite lucky and very surprised to get a place on it so quickly. I think somebody must have dropped out and I got thrown in at the last minute, so that's where we are now, really. Work's finished. That's a big thing that we'll talk about maybe in another video, about how you kind of had to make that decision about making a clean break so that you can recover, so that you don't have that thing hanging over you about, oh, you know, I've got to go back to work soon. And I've never been in a position before where I couldn't work. I couldn't physically, emotionally or mentally, just I couldn't do it anymore. So my therapy, you've seen the nicotine. My therapy's included a lot of stuff that I've done for myself, and I think that's the key. I don't know what you think as kind of a group of people, but I think you have to help yourself. The course that I did had a lot of work that you needed to do at home and work through on your own, and then kind of report back on. There's no magic pill, there's no magic bullet. You have to do the work. You know, you want to get better, you've got to put the hours in, which I have. And I've been painting, and I've been writing. I'm back to writing, kind of back to performing. I've done a few local performances of poetry, and yeah, some more stuff coming up on the horizon. And I think that the thing I've learned from all this is you don't get better. You know, you don't, that might sound quite controversial really, but you don't become well. You don't, it doesn't go away. The stuff that is there, and what you do is you learn a series of tools and techniques, and you know, using mindfulness and using techniques to interrupt the conversations that your brain has with itself. So the voices that tell you that you're crap and you're not worth it, you know, the voices that tell you that you'd be better off dead and everybody else would be better off without you, and you learn how to reason with those voices, to ignore them to a certain extent, and sometimes just to tell them to fuck off. You know, you've got to do that now and again. So I'm not better, I'm not cured. Like I said, it might be controversial, but I don't think there's a cure. I think that you find a way through, and you find tools, and you find ways to make your life as good as it can be. Then yeah, you know, I'm going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life. I might as well learn how to deal with it properly. You know, you're going to be driving a bus for the rest of your life. You need to learn how to drive the bus. You know, you need to make yourself safe. You know, you need to know how to work all the controls, what to do in emergency, you know, if it's kind of like that, you'd learn how to use the tools at your disposal to keep yourself safe and keep others safe, I guess. And you're not going to be able to do it on your own. You need friends, you need family, yeah, but you got to do the legwork yourself, I guess. So that's pretty much it in terms of where I am at the moment. You know, tomorrow's a new day. There's new chapters coming. There's instead of feeling that despair of like, I'm not working anymore, my therapy's finished, my support's gone out the window, I'm kind of thinking there's possibilities out there, there's things I'm going to be able to do, and I can do what I want to do now. I can, you know, within reason, I can make a new life for myself using the newly acquired tools that I've got and the skills that I've learned and the friends that I've made. So yeah, so if you go back to the first video when you've watched this, it'd be quite interesting to see the distance that I've travelled, because I really do feel as if I'm getting there, as if I'm coming out of the darkness, as if there's hope again. About a year ago I was ready for jacking it all in. You know, I'd planned suicide attempts, I'd planned how I was going to do it, where I was going to do it. My Google history was full of you know, what's the most painless way of killing yourself and all that kind of stuff, but it's not that I don't think about that stuff anymore, it's just that I've got a bit of hope that that I can move forward. If I seem a bit distracted, I'm actually out by the side of a beautiful field which you can't see and there's rabbits running around all over the place and they're really distracting because they're so cute. Yeah, off he goes. Anyway, sorry, I was like a dog then, like squirrel. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Like I say, just hang in there. If you're on video one in your head, then hang in. You know. And another thing I'd like to add is, I found this book by a guy called Dr. John A. King, who is an amazing guy. You can find him on Instagram, Dr. John King. He wrote a book called Deal With It, about PTSD, and I was lucky enough to download a free copy of this book. It is amazing. I would definitely recommend anybody that's dealing with PTSD, or they have a friend or a family member who's dealing with PTSD, get a hold of this book. And I'm not doing this for, you know, any kind of payment or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by them or anything else. It's up there with, I've read Matt Haig's Notes on a Nervous Planet and Reasons to Stay Alive. They saved my life, literally. And Dr. John King's book is up there with them, and he's a great guy. He seems like a really sound guy. So I'm going to leave you with that, really, and watch this space, because I'm going to stop being so lazy and self-absorbed and try and get out into nature again. I mean, I do get out into nature, but make my videos so you can see what's going on. And I've had a few comments from a few people on LinkedIn who are missing the countryside, so I need to get back on top of that. Yeah, I need to get outside more and video. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. If you're not doing well, try and find something, find that hope, read some books, get out there and just do one thing. If that's all you can manage for the day, is do one thing, do one positive thing. Get up, that might be it, brush your teeth, whatever it is. But yeah, and yeah, blessings to everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye.